Hello and welcome to this very special episode of Nolo Time. My name is Obed Velez, and with me is the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's good? No low time. Good to be with you again, Obed. Hope you're doing well, man.
Doing well, man. How are you?
I'm holding up.
Well,
I'm pretty excited for this episode. There's much to be said and much not enough time. I think
and we are live, sir.
we are.
We are
This is a
live,
new territory for us.
uncharted territory, sir.
Uncharted.
We're live on Facebook right now. So
That's right.
if you are tuning in, welcome, thank you. And if this is your first time listening to the podcast, welcome and thank you for listening to the podcast. But Joel, this is pretty exciting after weeks of me like finagling around with settings on OBS. I finally was able to get it to connect to Zoom. I wanted to do something special for this episode because we missed the Xbox event this afternoon, so I really wanted to do something different since we didn't get to do a reaction.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's pretty exciting, and we're here, we're live, and hopefully you guys enjoy.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. You guys are joining along with us for this fun experiment.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually just trying to share this thing because Joel, you're the social media person here. Just go. You're the
I
one that
am.
do the snapgrams and the insta chats and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
so you go
Flip the
ahead,
faces.
you whippersnappers. You just go ahead and share it to everyone,
Of
so
course.
I can just go ahead and share it as well. So. But Joel, what's up, man? How are you? Anything new? What been up to? Anything interesting or same old, same old?
Yeah, I mean, I did a little venturing out this last weekend. Got a reservation at Disney, so was able to check it out for a little bit. I gotta tell you guys, I feel extremely safe out there. Like I know we've talked before about Disney Springs and how we felt like it's a great place because if you're somebody who doesn't like wearing a mask or somebody who doesn't like social distancing, like that's not the place for you because Disney's enforcing what they're
They
saying.
are.
Like you will not enter into this place. There's no way around it without wearing your mask, doing your temperature checks, and they're watching you to make sure you enter
Yeah.
through the right doors and etc. So yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of that. That carries over strongly, and maybe even more so at the parks. So I'm pretty impressed with that. And I gotta say, if you have a pass, it's worth it from the sense of rides because I was able to do Flight of Passage twice, 15 minutes wait time. Will
Wow.
not see that anytime after
Wow.
this
I
thing.
haven't
I've
done
never
it
seen
because
it since.
yeah, because when I went last time, the line was like 3 hours.
Yeah,
So and I saw that Magic Kingdom even day off when they reopened the mine cart, the Seven Dwarfs mine cart, which is their most popular, arguably the most popular ride right now. It was at 30
yeah,
minutes, and that's usually 2.5 hours every time we go to MK because I've only done it once because I ventured off because it was an hour and a half wait. I was like, you know what, I'll do it since I'm here. But it's yeah, it's worth it if you like a single person like you or two adults that can go. I think it's probably the best time to go because there's probably no kids. Not that kids are an annoyance, right? Because the place is built for them.
sure.
But the thing is that if you have the capacity to go and not have to worry about your kid getting bacteria or anything, it's definitely the best time to
Yeah,
go. So
yeah, and I'm no scientist, I'm no doctor. These people way smarter than I am, but they're telling us wear your mask, your social distancing. But one of the biggest things that I think I would say for somebody who was out there, and again, I'm not giving medical advice here, but I just looking at it, I think the biggest thing was like don't touch your face. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're gonna get it at Disney, it's not gonna be because somebody necessarily was right next to you. It's
yeah,
gonna be because you just went, oh, I like this T-shirt, and That's nice. Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, like, I literally can say I felt that safe being out there. I mean, it's a risk regardless. And of course,
Yeah,
if you're somebody of, of high risk, situation, for someone who's maybe compromised immunity or something like that, like, yeah, of course, I'd be concerned. But generally speaking, yeah, I had a really good time out there. I felt safer out there than I
yeah,
did at the local grocery shop, to be honest with you. So that was pretty cool.
good. That's good, man. Yeah, I heard that there has not been any people that have been
Yeah.
infected while at the parks because Universal's been open for about a month now. So that's good. That's good. I mean, they're taking their precautions. I saw this week that they closed the loophole, is like the eating loophole,
Yeah.
which I know it's a big deal, but yeah, they went ahead and took care of that. But yeah, man, good stuff. Good stuff, man. That's awesome. Not much on my end, dude. It finished RE3 again. As I said, I was gonna. I didn't play on a harder difficulty. I just did another run of the game just to get my money's worth. Because I feel like if I pay $60 for a game, I should get at least 20 hours. So my first run was about 10 hours because I was very thorough. But my second run, it was only like 5 hours and 20 minutes because I already know where everything was, and I was able to just get the lock pick and the bolt cutters from the beginning. So I was able to just eliminate a lot of backtracking. So, but it was still enjoyable. It was still fun, and I recommend it. In my opinion, if you look at the companion game that it has, that asymmetric uh, multiplayer option that it has, if you look at that, if you're going to play that, I'd say, then I would say that it's probably worth the $60. But if you're just looking to do the campaign, it's it's a $40 game, at tops. So you can get RE2 right now pretty cheap. It goes on sale all the time for like $20, and that's an amazing game that you can get, you know, 30 hours worth of content, which I think I'm gonna play over the Halloween season. Because I usually play RE4, but I skipped RE4 last year. I played RE2, so I think I'm just gonna replay RE2 this year. But other than that, I'm very much looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima, and that's I'm probably gonna start that on Saturday, and that's gonna get me the PlayStation fix that I need, the PlayStation exclusive fix that I've.
Exclusive.
That's exclusive time console exclusive, timed exclusive, and we'll go over those in a
For
minute
sure.
here. But uh, yeah, man, a lot of stuff happened because the Xbox had a big thing today, and I really want to talk about that.
It was
But
supposed to be big.
it, oh man, it's like
I'm not holding back early.
you're not holding back. You're just going straight up, dude. So I mean, am I back? No? Yeah, am I
He's
back?
back.
I'm back. I'm back. Star Wars update. See, the stuff happens when you do things live.
Hey, you're learning.
Hey, hey, I moved my mic. I should have known better. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my USB cable. It's kind of like flimsy. I have another long one here. I'll maybe switch it. It's
Yeah.
from an old fight stick that I modded. And it has a
Oh, okay.
it has a pretty long USB uh, Type A cable. So I'll probably just switch it for that. Anywho, where did I cut off? Is Rise of Skywalker? George Lucas is gonna be back. Okay,
Yeah, right just before that.
okay. So I was saying, well, we have to do our mandatory Star Wars update, and that
Of course.
yeah. And now there's rumors that George Lucas is gonna be back. There's rumors of the Rise of Skywalker Lucas cut being released on Disney Plus in 2023, which that one that one I don't believe, because if it'll be released, it's probably gonna be next year.
Right.
because of the announcement that Disney made later today. So again, our source Overlord DVD has been putting a. I think he put a couple of videos. I think he put one over the weekend, and he put one just yesterday about how supposedly George Lucas is gonna be back to it. I don't buy. I don't buy that one. I think if he's gonna be back, is gonna be he's not gonna be directing. Like he's gonna go down and sit and write and direct a movie. He's 75 years old.
Yeah.
He's not gonna go through that. If anything, he's gonna be there to make sure that the ship steers in the right direction, and we get Dave Filoni unlimited power to do whatever he needs to do. That's what I think may happen. Um, they're saying that they're ready to move to vote Kennedy out like ASAP. That yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, what with the Overlord video, he's saying that look, it's basically already done. That she's already been moved into some type of agreement for her to leave her post. So, I mean, it's like between the reports that are saying that she's going to be and the ones that are saying it's already done, you put two and two together and say like there's an inevitable future if it hasn't already happened. So, it does seem to be valid if all these places are saying it. I just can't wait. I'm itching to get this official announcement for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still iffy about it. I know she's out like next year at the latest because
Contracts up.
contract's up. I don't think she's gonna be renewing. Now, rumor is that she's gonna join Bad Robot. Do you hear
I
that
can
one?
see. I could totally see that because they have a
Yeah.
huge deal with Warner right now.
Yep.
So that's possible.
Yeah. So there's rumors that she's gonna go to Bad Robot or start her own like female centric production company, which I can totally see as well. So
Sure.
either or may happen. So we'll see. The Lucas rumors. I mean, if he's gonna be back, I don't think he's gonna be. Like I said, he's not gonna be directing, dude. Like he's too old for this crap, and he doesn't need that. Like he's gonna be there to steer in the right direction and move stuff on a more positive way, I guess, because
Sure.
it really sucks what's going on right now, especially with Star Wars and merchandise, which they dropped this week that some of the merchandise that's available at Galaxy's Edge is gonna be available at Target. They gotta move these merchandise, bro.
Yeah, I mean that was a surprising move to me. I don't know about you.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting it because they usually have their theme park stuff like at the park. Like that's one of the reasons why you go to the parks, right? Is you go to the parks because there's merchandise there that you cannot get anywhere else.
Right.
But now having this stuff available, granted, it's not like Disney branded merchandise. Is more of action figures and Legos. It's like licensed stuff, like Lego, Hasbro uh, stuff that we see. But very very interesting, very interesting. So the other rumor that I heard the day before yesterday, because yesterday was the video, the Overlord video came out. Uh, the guy that's on YouTube called Mike Zero, and I don't know if you've seen any of his videos. He does the same thing that Overlord does. He reports on sources,
Yes.
basically, but he's not a character. It's just
Yeah.
a dude reporting, right? Which he's fine. He reports well, but it's not the same. He's seeing this goofy mask with the like the trippy background.
I mean that was a
So
huge reason why I was like unsure. It's like how true is this thing?
I know. Oh yeah. You were saying it's like, oh, I don't trust this guy, but now it's like, I don't know. It's like there's got to be something there because he keeps
Yeah, there's something
he's being consistent.
for sure.
He's being consistent. So Mike Zero was saying that the plan is because that this supposed Lucas cut of the Rise of Skywalker was finished and completed, and it was screened, but it's basically shelved, and they're saying that they're going to release that cut of the movie when Kennedy's gone in 2023. That now doesn't make sense because today we got the announcement that Disney's postponing all of their movies a year. So the proposed Star Wars movie that was coming out in 2022, which I don't know if that was going to be the Taika Waititi one, because he said today that he already
Could be.
started writing it. So that movie got pushed to 2023. Mulan got what indefinitely, it
Yeah.
you know delayed. So yeah, a lot of stuff happening with Disney. I actually have the news here. I don't know if you have it up on your screen. I lost it here for a second. I can look it up, but yeah,
Yeah, I
go
lost
ahead,
it
man.
too. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Hearing about the Disney delays, so I took that bit of information and kind of thought about at the same time the information that we're hearing from this YouTube personality or DVD overlord, and kind of like thinking about it hand in hand and saying, if Kathleen is already gone, would Disney, with whether it be George or whomever, it doesn't matter. It's a no name, it's a big name. I don't know. It doesn't matter, right? Like, would Disney allow that trilogy that was being worked on from the Kathleen days? Because it's very clear there's three movies, and you've got to assume it's a trilogy if it's important that these all stick so close together. Would Disney allow that to be the same story that whatever Kathleen was working on, even if it's a slight tweak? Or is it just, to me, if I'm understanding right, the stuff that's coming out from these other YouTubers, right? That again, like, it's take with a massive grain of salt. There's zero basis behind these people. They have no credibility aside from being on in front of a camera like we are. I mean,
We're
there's no
we're as
difference.
credible as they are,
Exactly.
basically.
Um,
Like,
so like, but if it's true, we'll play devil's advocate on this for a second, right? Like, say this is true. I can't imagine Disney say, okay, we're going to let George come in. And George, you have to now work on this thing that Kathleen was working on before. Even if you're going to make it the George way. I don't think George would do. I think George would say, look, I'm going to come in and I'm going to tell you guys, you're going to take these pieces of paper, which have these stories that are completely nothing that I've ever talked to Kathleen about or anyone else about. Or if I have talked about it, it's never been implemented. I think it has to be something new is my point. I can't imagine it being that way. So even though you might look at it and say, "Oh, that trilogy that Lucasfilm had planned is getting delayed to 2023," I think it's a little different than people might think. I think it delay is also the equivalent right now of really the reset that we're talking about. I think this is an opportunity that Lucasfilm can easily ride this wave, and people will just ride with it, not unknowingly, because they never formally announced what those three movies were going to be formally. So yeah, I mean, like, if a George is back in, if it's a Favreau, whatever, whoever it is, it doesn't matter, right? Like, they they would be able to come in and tell a completely new story, and we would never even know what that original trilogy was going to be, and it wouldn't matter. So I think that's
yeah,
kind of a good thing, is my point.
yeah, I agree. So here it is. So basically, Mulan's delayed indefinitely. We talked about New Mutants. We that thing's still not coming out. Uh, Avatar 2 getting moved from this December to next December to 20. I'm sorry, from next year to 2022. Star Wars 2022 to 2023. An untitled Disney movie, live action Disney movie is gonna take the Avatar spot. And it's still unclear if the Star Wars movie that they were taught they that got delayed is the Taika Waititi movie or is something else. So yeah,
Right.
man,
And this is what I'm telling you. Okay, so I know the instant gut reaction to all these delays of movies that have already been completed, not the ones that were going into production or being written or whatever. Movies that were finished product edits. We're talking about the Mulans, those kind of things, right? Jungle Cruise, whatever. Like those kinds of movies. I think what's interesting is that Disney's they're delaying them a year, and they're not saying anything about VOD, Disney Plus, anything of that nature. That's fascinating to me because the industry is strongly holding out to this point, of really pushing that video on demand. Yes, there were certain movies that kind of had to do that, The Invisible Man's, Trolls, those kinds of things.
yeah,
But movies like a Mulan, like if a movie we're talking about legitimate blockbusters, start going to video on demand or start going to streaming services, like that's when the game starts to change. But so far, we have yet to see that happen, man. So as I've mentioned before on the podcast, I right now it's still hard for me to see. You would be better off waiting an entire year, like Fast and Furious announced from the get go, than having it come out on video on demand now, where you
Yeah.
literally lose, no exaggeration, hundreds of millions of dollars
Yeah.
worldwide.
You
So I
yeah.
just might as well wait an entire year.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no reason for them to just put stuff out there if people are not gonna go watch it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's did Bond got delayed till next summer, right? Till 2021, or
I
not
thought it was still
officially?
November. I
That's still,
thought, but I
okay,
could be wrong.
okay. Because I know Top Gun got moved to December.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that might be a big movie. Because I think we're
That's
we're
the
in
only
the
thing in theaters. Yeah.
yeah. I think this thing's gonna last until October, November probably. So yeah,
Yeah.
we still
Vaccine news continues to pick up.
yeah,
So
we still have a couple
who
more
knows?
months of this crap, and then hopefully things will get better. But yeah, man. At least, hey, you know what? Sports are back, so that's a plus.
Good
That's
news.
that's good news. There's a beacon of hope in this dark times, sir. Hope. Oh, did I give you hope?
You gave me hope, buddy. You gave me hope.
don't give me hope. But yeah, I mean, going back to Lucas and Star Wars, we've said it many times on the podcast, and you know how Joel and I feel about the sequel trilogy. Yes, it could have been better, but it's not as atrocious as some people paint it to be. It's I still watch the sequels over episode 2, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Like that's me, right? Not Revenge of the Sith. Like Revenge of the I love Revenge of the Sith. Like I love that movie. So, but I would still, you know what? I would still add episode 1. Or, I would watch the sequels over 1 and 2. Not Revenge of the Sith. That's on a different level. Man.
It's like the sequels are not Star Wars best, but they're also like they're still part of the family. Like as much as you don't want to acknowledge them as that, it's like that family reunion, man, where you have that, those two family, and you're like, are you sure they're related? But you know what? They're still family, dude. Like, and you find things to bond over. Like,
I
this,
know.
this is how I feel about this stuff. Like, it's still Star Wars. I mean, it's just there's stuff about it, you're like,
It's the Ant-Man and the Wasp of the Star
I
Wars.
like Ant-Man.
Ah, that movie sucks. it's
Ant-Man's underrated, man.
it's watchable. Nah, the first one's good. The first one's really
Yeah,
good. Yeah, the first one I really like. But but yeah, man. But we'll see. This thing's, I guess, developing. We'll find out. But I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that tomorrow I'll be like, no, not tomorrow, but Saturday I'll be having lunch, and I don't know where another Overlord DVD video is gonna pop in and make my lunch 10 times better.
The
So
one thing I'll give this guy is that I said it on the last episode. It's gonna be end of summer potentially. There will be some sort of formal announcement, and he echoed the same sentiments literally in his next video that came out. So yeah, there's a similar feeling in the force there.
yeah, yeah. Uh, Joe, there's not really other movie news that we have. So, do you want to jump into Xbox like straight up? Because there's not really much of gaming news this week, other than Nintendo had a surprise like 10-minute Nintendo Direct, and out of that SMT3. So
Yep.
Shin Megami Tensei 3 is coming out, or not a remake, but a remaster of the PS2 uh, game Nocturne's coming out on the Switch, and SMT5 is still in development, so that's gonna be like, I think, a next year release. Other than that, there wasn't really any other big announcements. We're still waiting to see what Nintendo's gonna do. We still have, like they said that July they're gonna have like a big first party like drop, and
Wow.
and we haven't seen anything like this. We're coming up to the last week of the month, so we'll see. But speaking of drops, Joel, Microsoft said they were gonna come in and drop the mic, and they came in and dropped the ball, sir.
Yeah.
Bro, what happened?
I- it was hard for me to sit through, and in fact I ended up having to to leave and work on something else, and didn't even have it running. Wimp had to go back and rewatch some of it because it was that unenthusiastic, that disappointing, uneventful.
Yeah, that's the word. Uh, so here's the best game they showed, in my opinion, is Balan Wonderworld.
Mm,
So
wow.
that's coming out on PS5 because Square Enix put out the thing. It's like, yo, this thing's coming out on PS5. So, um, Balan Wonderworld is basically I would say it's a spiritual successor to Nights into Dreams because it's made by Juji Naka, and Juji Naka being the director of the classic Sonic the Hedgehog games for the Genesis. He's accredited with being the creator of Sonic. But Naoto Oshima, who is doing the art design for this game, he actually came up with the concept of Sonic. So Juji Naka is the brains behind the gameplay. Oshima is the guy behind the looks. So these guys are working for Square Enix now, and they have their own studio inside Square called Balan Company, and Balan Wonderworld is their game. So they're saying that it is an action platformer with like rhythm stuff, and I really like it.
Yeah.
Like I saw this game, and this is the kind of game that I would play with my daughter and really, really enjoy. And I have a feeling that this game's gonna be special. I don't know. That's me, right?
Yeah.
But to me, this was the game of the show. Uh, because I mean, other than that, they like we said, Halo, Gears, Forza. There wasn't even Gears here, dude.
Wow.
It was rough. Um, okay, so I wanna before we jump into the announcements and everything else. Um, and I know we're gonna sound like fanboys, and I got my PlayStation hat on. I'm still gonna buy a PS5 this year. Joel's got his Nintendo shirt on. We're good, right? We're fine. I got a PC that I can run pretty much anything. So, um, I don't know. I don't know what the mentality behind like actually releasing a console is for Xbox. Like, why are they releasing a new piece of hardware? Um, at this point, they should just pull a Sega and all right, everyone can have our games. Screw it. But
Mm.
um, the reason why I say that it's when we saw the first party PS5 and the console reveal, that was what, a month ago.
Right.
When we saw that, and like for starters, like Ratchet and Clank looks better than everything they showed today. Maybe Forza, because that's like a special thing they're doing. It's I'm concerned. Like I am legitimately concerned for Xbox, and it's and I know it's a $1 trillion company. They'll Microsoft's fine. They're charging us for Teams and all this crap that they do now. Paying yearly for Office and all this other stuff and OneDrive, right? But
Microsoft is doing fine, but the
yeah,
Xbox branch, I think, is more so what we're talking about, right? Like
exactly.
their productivity is a problem, is the way to look at it right now.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right. Well, let's start with Halo, man, because this was the showstopper. Destiny
Started with it.
two. Destiny 2 looks better. Like graphically looks better than Halo Infinite. They also said that Halo Infinite is a game as a service like Destiny with
Hmm.
a single player narrative campaign. They also said that when the game launches, it's not going to have ray tracing supported, and that the game is not going to be finished. This basically, like, it's a platform that they're going to release and keep adding content as they go.
Right.
Kind of like Destiny 2. And I'm referring when I say Destiny, I say Destiny 2 because Destiny 1. We know that Destiny 2 exists because Activision told them your next expansion has to be called Destiny 2. You know, that's why there's a Destiny 2. Um, ah, like Halo 5 looks better than this, dude. I don't like. Okay, so I jumped to the IGN stream because I think we were at the beginning. We were in the Xbox stream, both of us, right?
Yeah.
When the event started, they had these two guys, like these two, like I guess gamers, there,
Yep.
and they were doing a reaction. They had the video of him and the Halo thing, and then the chat went not like super toxic. It was like, okay, like this chat's going nuts. What are they gonna do? What's Microsoft gonna do? So they took him out of the screen, right? But they still talked over the video.
Still hear him.
And now it's like on the chat, mute them. It's like I don't care what they. This is not a reaction video. This is a reveal. Microsoft, what are you doing? Are you? We're gonna revive our new section, Joel. Our classic section. Microsoft, what are you doing? What the heck, dude? So I go, and then the stream was running at like 10 frames a second. It was atrocious, and that was on the official Microsoft stream. So I switched over to the IGN stream, and the stream was running at fine at 30, and no narration. Right? They did their own thing after the fact, which is usually how IGN does it. After it was done, it was Ryan McCaffrey, Miranda Sanchez, and two other guys. I can't remember the names. They were like, and Ryan was like, "Okay, so there's the Microsoft stuff. Guys, want to talk about Halo?" And they were like you could see on their faces that they was like, "Man, this is like, yeesh." I mean, but not this. This wasn't 2013 all over again. Not even by a mile, because
Sure.
the reveal of the Xbox One will live in infamy because it's just
Oh,
yeah,
that's hilarious.
it was nuts. Um, so Halo doesn't really look that good, like graphically speaking, right? So now Xbox fanboys are, oh, graphics don't matter because Halo's fun, man. It's like you've been boasting for the last 3 months with 12 teraflops, and no, PS5 has like 10 and a half teraflops, and we got 12 and do graphics. Okay, and then you get Ratchet and Clank over a PS5 that blows this thing out of the water graphically. Um, the AI seemed really dumb too. Like he was just going around mowing like enemies, and uh, Joe, I mean, this is their flagship title, right? Gears 5 looks better than this. Um, I'm actually looking forward to playing Gears 5. I'm still enjoying Gears 4 pretty good, so I'll give that a try. But holy crap, dude! I mean, this was the moment, right? And then fanboys go, "Oh, wait until E3 next year when the new studios got stuff to show and Forza." Okay, before we jump into Forza, Joel, take it away, dude, because I know you got feelings.
Yeah, I mean, my first thing is talking about these people talking during the stream. Like that's like let's even forget just like for a second the games that we saw, right? You could have had the best game showing. Who made that decision to have these guys commentating like it's a sports competition?
It's so
Oh,
pretty,
look
and
at
it's
this.
so
Oh, I think he's gonna go do. Oh, wow. But it's also very obvious, like, okay, so you got like these very obvious like cheerleaders like going on,
yeah.
right? It wasn't even just like an analysis or something. It was like cheerleading analysis. That's the kind of stuff you do for the after show. That's the kind of stuff you do for the pre show, or for maybe even separate videos that
That's
you
just
to market it, right? You
that's
don't do
the
that
stuff.
during your reveal event,
Absolutely, that's the stuff you leave to the fanboys to do. That's
right?
the free marketing
Do you
that
know
the
who those people were? I hate to be like naive. I didn't recognize them.
I've seen the girl before somewhere, but I can't remember. But
Yeah,
I don't know who the guy was. Yeah.
yeah, like I hate to. I'm sure people out there know who they are, but I was like, I don't mean to be naive. I didn't recognize them, but I was very shocked at like what a decision that would be like to have that going on. And then a part of me started to think like, was it a fake live? Like, was it that these people were pre-recorded with these response with this kind of thing, and they made it look as if it was live, like for when they started streaming earlier on, and what? Like the conspiracy theory
Fierce.
behind this, right? It's not that serious of what the production was, but it is serious in the sense that it's like a huge mistake from a standpoint of taking them seriously. We're talking about these are the people who, when they have a console reveal, years ago, where they literally had people purposely standing in the back cheering. It
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
that's
it
right.
kind
They
of
got
made me think of those kind of theatrics. Like it made me remember
yeah, that's
that
right.
same moment where they literally had their staff in the back have to cheer in front of the media was like, we're not doing this. Like, what's going
It's
on,
the
right?
X. Yeah, it's the Microsoft people.
The
They have
Microsoft
Microsoft.
people in
They
the
have
back.
plants. Yeah, they have plants in
Right.
there.
That's how I felt with this thing. It made me think about like these are like the okay, we're gonna put these people in, make them seem like they're fanboys like everybody else. But oh wow, look at what was it? The one. Look at the clouds. I was like,
Look at the clouds.
what is going on? Look at the clouds.
I think
What?
that's the moment that broke me, and I actually went and looked for the IGN stream because that was
Yeah.
the most. Dude, look at the clouds.
Look at the clouds. I was like,
Look.
wait, what?
So look at the clouds. Is that Horizon Zero Dawn has real time clouds that the
Right.
clouds actually pass over you, and there's they actually cast shadows and everything. It's like, dude, have these people even played Horizon? Because Horizon looked like, dude, like Horizon, no lie, dude, looks like a PS5 game
Yeah.
compared to this game that actually looks like a late 360 game. This game looks like
Yeah.
Halo 4, like
Yeah, I
graphically.
mean, yeah, like I'm looking at this and my gut reaction if someone would have shown this to me as like, hey, there's a new Halo, I would not be thinking next gen at all. That's
Oh
just
man,
that's just pure honesty. So yeah, man, that was like my instant gut reaction. This is hilarious, and I was trying to understand it. Yeah, I was laughing at the chat section instantly. Mute, mute, mute,
oh everyone was
mute.
like
I
mute,
mean, it
mute,
was
mute.
just unanimous. Please,
Yeah,
please
it
stop
got
this. We're
really.
trying to look at a game. It's annoying.
I know
I don't know, man. I
it
don't
it
know.
got really toxic. It got a little bit out of control.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Not much to say there, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's they showed 10 minutes. It's I don't know. Even fanboys are not too excited. You saw that Thanos pic that I sent you, right?
That was great.
The PS5 is this Thanos from Endgame, and then
Yeah.
not from Endgame, from Infinity War because he didn't have the armor, but it was Thanos from Infinity War versus that grunt from Halo that looked like Thanos.
That's hilarious. Oh man. The
And
internet.
what's funny is that the guy that shared that picture is an Xbox like hardcore fanboy. Like this was
They're tired, man.
like this is the guy. This was the guy that I remember back in 2013, in 2014, back when the but this was actually 2014 when I actually found out a bit about this guy, and I started like listening to the podcast that they did on YouTube when YouTube had the when YouTube was free, the streaming or the Hangouts, I guess. Yeah, and they were like, "Oh yeah, wait until next year. Wait until Scalebound. Like Scalebound's gonna blow this thing out of the water." And oh my god, and wait until E3. This was one of the wait until E3 people that today said it's like, "Nah, man, I'm not waiting until E3 anymore. It's like I'm done. There's no reason for me to actually wait for anything. Like at this point, dude, I would say buy an Xbox One X,
Mhm.
but they're like they don't make them anymore. So you're out of luck. So now you gotta buy the new one if you didn't get it.
Oh boy.
Ah, man, but Halo, what happened to you? Used to be a flagship franchise, and
They started with two. Yeah, try and be
yeah,
strong early, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Joel, let's talk about Forza. And we'll just go over some of the games that they announced. We're not probably not gonna go over everything, but I do have an actual real game of the show to talk about. Um, but Forza, I mean, it's Forza is Forza. It looks fantastic. The thing with Forza, right, that wasn't specified during the event is that allegedly Forza it's not forwards compatible, meaning you cannot play it on the Xbox One. And
Right.
this is an Xbox Series X slash PC title. Uh, they didn't show anything. It's still in development, so they're not gonna have a Forza release. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that when I mentioned to you, I was saying like, look, I think this is one of those things that maybe that will be the one game that's for next gen that would be right available right away. Like I was like, this is gonna be the one title that would be instant access and interesting choice of not just the access from a standpoint of timing, but really just I was more surprised by the access from a console perspective that would have seemed like something would have been a crotch. And but hey, guess what, Obed? That actually is an exclusive.
Yeah. Well, you can play on PC, but look, nothing they showed today is an
Just
exclusive.
did it each time, man.
No, they'll get it because $5 a month for Game Pass for PC, it's a
I
deal.
know.
It's a deal, dude.
It's crazy.
Like mine expires in like 3 weeks. The my trial, but
Yeah.
I think I do qualify for the $1 thing that they have going on, which
Oh
they'll give
yeah.
me like 3 months for $1. So I'll probably just sign up for that and keep playing, man. Get it
What?
separate, create a separate Xbox account and just keep going.
I mean, this is kind of the best time to do something like that, right? I mean, when you're gonna have more time than now, we're.
I'm busy during the day. I'm not.
No, I'm not saying
I'm
during the day.
actually
I'm not
working.
suggesting that. I'm not suggesting that, sir. Saying
I'm
that.
actually working from home, Joe.
No,
I'm not
yes.
hanging out. You know.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
thankfully.
No, no, no. Yeah. Absolutely. Um. Okay. So not much to say with Forza. A lot of people get really excited about Stalker 2. I barely remember this game. This was like the Chernobyl game that came out for PC, and I think 360. Maybe three. It was maybe a 360 game, maybe a late original Xbox game. But that's that. It's it's that. No update on Hellblade. They showed the same thing that they showed last time, and they're scouting uh, like terrain. I guess they did show that. Um, they showed a new Tetris Effect that's supposed to come out on Xbox first. Is Tetris Effect connected? I'm not sure what the difference would be between that one and the one that came out for PS4, which
Sure.
the PS4 one supports VR, and it's supposed to be one of the best VR games out there. So there's that. Um, and I'm gonna leave the last one for the end because I have feelings about that too. They showed that Ori and the Will of the Wisps runs at 120 frames at 4K on the Xbox. It's fine. The game's been out for like what, 4 months, 5 months now. So it's fine. State of Decay 3 CG trailer. The last game didn't do too well. It didn't review too well. I guess that over time it got better, but it was supposed. This was the game that was like a killer app, and then came out and flopped real good. So so there's that. Oh, so Hello Neighbor 2 looked good. Like that looked creepy. That looked weird. Um, the I like the art design. So that looked that stood out to me. That game stood out to me. The sound design was good. Like it sounded cool. So just the premise of it and everything looked good. I didn't know that the first one actually already came out. So I'm behind the times on that. Um, but the game that I'm looking for here, Joel, is Obsidian's new game called Avowed, and this was the game that I think, in my opinion, was the game of the show. Because this game is going to be more than likely a platform exclusive for them, console wise. This is going to come out on PC again, but I think this will be like their first like big console exclusive game. I don't know when this is coming out, right? But it's based on what we saw in the trailer. It is a first person RPG, kind of like Skyrim. But knowing Obsidian, it's probably going to be better than Skyrim. Because I am of the mind, sir, that Obsidian is a better developer than Bethesda. So,
Okay.
so I think this game's going to blow Skyrim out of the water. I think this game is going to blow the Elder Scrolls 6 out of the water.
Wow.
I'm being very bold with that prediction.
Wow.
So, Elder Scrolls 6 is like 3-4 years away, but
True.
but I think this game's gonna be better. Like there's no question about it. I think we're good to go. They showed DLC for the other Obsidian game. What was it called? That came out. The Outer Wilds, the Outer Worlds, not Outer Wilds. Outer Worlds. Outer Wilds is a different.
The Outer Worlds.
Yeah, Outer Wilds is a different game that's supposed to be really good as well. But it's DLC for Outer Worlds. They showed a new trailer for the Medium, and I think they showed the Medium at the PS4 event, right?
I can't remember.
Pretty sure they showed the Medium at either the PS4 event or some sort of like PS4 thing. I'm sorry, not PS4, PS5.
PS5.
Yeah, PS5 thing they did. It was either there or on one of the other like third party like reveals they had. But I'm pretty sure they showed it. But this trailer was really good. It was really interesting. It stood out to me as well. Psychonauts 2. I think this game's coming out for PS5 too. I don't think this game's exclusive because this game was already signed before Microsoft purchased the studio. What's it called? The Team Schafer studio. I forgot the name of it. But yeah, that's looks good. Jack Black's gonna be in the game, so I bet it's gonna be funny. There's a game by the guys that did the SteamWorld games called The Gunk. That one looked interesting as well.
I was gonna say that was different.
Sure. That was different. Yep. It's supposed to be an Xbox exclusive, coming out next year.
Yep.
Again, Xbox and PC. Nothing here is exclusive. Like if you have a computer that can run games decently,
yeah, that's a big PSA for this entire event.
These games are available for you to play. You do not need to spend $600 on Xbox or $500 on Xbox or $400 on Xbox or how much ever it's going to cost. If you have a computer and a decent graphics card, you can probably run this. You can probably run these games just fine. Again, I can run Xbox One X game. I have a budget video card, and I can. It's not. But it wasn't budget when it came out, but
Sure.
But I bought it for a budget, and I can run. Was it Gears 4? Everything on high settings at 75 FPS at 1080p. So if you have, if you have a decent machine, you can run it. And the last one they showed, Joel, Fable. So Fable's back.
Yes, it is.
After a big hiatus. Fable 3 came out for the 360. I think that was an early 360 game, if I'm not wrong. I'm gonna actually fact check it. But the trailer was so you've done the Shrek 4D right at Universal, right?
Yeah.
you got the same vibes, right, from this trailer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, this
oh yeah.
trailer has
That was a good comparison.
yeah, this trailer has really big Trek vibes. So they're not like they made sure to tell you in the trailer this is not to be taken seriously.
Right.
So that's good. That's good. But yeah, Joel. I mean, what do you think of Fable 3 getting announced? CG trailer
Yeah.
though. Only game with gameplay was Halo, and I think Psychonauts. Psychonauts 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I thought Fable was a cool announcement to have here. I was pretty much almost concrete to be formally talked about and revealed. So it was good to get a nice look at it at the event. No, I'm not personally still like that excited for it, but it still looked like something that if I'm a Microsoft guy, if I'm an Xbox guy, I'd be pretty happy about this. I think I'd be pretty excited to play this one.
Yeah.
And when is this one coming out? I'm trying to remember.
They did not say.
Not
This
to
is a
yeah.
TBD. Yeah.
Okay.
So Fable 3 came out October of 2010.
Okay.
So it's been over
It's been a
10
while.
years. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's been over 10 years since Fable was around. I mean, these games are good, but they really just don't move the needle, right? And I was very, like, even with the PS5 stuff, I said is like, you need to move my needle, right? And there's stuff that I liked. Like, I really liked that Ratchet game. The Spider-Man game looks great. Of course, Horizon looks outstanding.
Yep.
So they got things that get me motivated. We know there's gonna be a God of War because that dude, that game. I'm not gonna spoil it. You play the game.
I will. I will.
You play that game. I would love to discuss that game with you, sir.
Speaking of which, we should be finding out new what the next PS Plus is going to be soon.
Oh, it should be like sometime early next week. More than
Yeah.
likely. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I need to probably double check if I grabbed those games. I can't remember. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Tomb Raider. Gotta grab it.
Tomb Raider, and it was 2K, right?
Okay, and then was the other one was like the cinematic one.
Oh, yeah, Erica.
Erica.
So that game,
That-
I saw a playthrough of that game. Not a full playthrough, but like the
Okay.
first chapter of it. It's Did you ever play the old like 90s PC like point and click more now and I'm searching for the right name of it, man. It's the point and click like full motion video games like The Seventh Guest and all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of like that. So it's a full motion game that you basically it's an adventure game. You click on stuff and stuff happens and you make choices, right? And depending on that, the game plays out. So it's supposed to be really good. Like it was very well received and it looks very interesting. Like the premise of the game is pretty interesting. So if you're looking for something different to play, I would recommend that. Tomb Raider, I'm looking forward to play because I really enjoyed that first one that came out, that first remake, not remake, the reboot of Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that for sure. But yeah, Joel, I mean, it's rough. It's
Yeah, I think the only thing I can think that was my first reaction when I finally got through running through everything that happened at the show was just a lot of sadness for people that I know that really were excited for next gen, specifically Xbox, what Xbox was going to do, and this was going to be the event, right? That was going to be more redeeming for why and justification for why you need to move into this next gen piece of hardware. And like I don't say this like to be like mockingly, but it's like there really is not a need for you to get this next gen right away. I mean, listen, like this is just the early stages of next gen. They're not starting off running at all. They're walking this one. That doesn't mean to say that later on they can't do something pretty epic. Yeah, there is some point to these guys that are saying like wait until E3 2221. There is some point to that, right? Okay, like there is gonna be some serious stuff, But my point is, if I have to keep every time we get to this place where something is supposed to give us that spark that lights the fire, and instead it keeps being like, but just wait, like that can only work for so long. And again, I do think, I'm not trying to devalidate, like there is some point to that, but I just don't think it's enough, right? I don't think it's
Yeah.
strong enough for me to say like, oh, for sure this is going to change the game, because there is zero indication that that is the approach. And to your point early when we started the show, was you were saying like, I don't know what the strategy is or what the mindset is behind how we release this next gen piece of hardware. Like there really is hard for me to understand. I know Phil Spencer was talking about it early on, in the week before this event, where he was like, everything that we show that's going to be exclusive, none of that stuff's going to be available right away for the console. And he's like, and we're fine with this. And the way he worded it, man, like it was defensive, but it was also a little, it was rubbing a little wrong, because you're looking to this guy to lead you into this promised land of the Series X to be this amazing experience that's going to change the past and change the future, right? And be this
Neo
thing,
Midgar.
right? And you look at this, and then you're saying, okay, like you gotta wait, but I want you to buy this now. Like it's not a good marketing idea. Okay, like I'm gonna drop something that's new hardware, and then your experience that comes with it is not going to be anything that's immediate gratification from a new and wow, I can only have this because I have this kind of attitude, right? That exclusive thinking. So yeah, that's an issue. I mean, yeah, you can get next gen, and have it and be happy to play your 4K Blu-rays and play your Maddens and stuff. But I mean, like, you're not gonna get on and be like, guess what, guys? Forza, like it's not there yet, and that's disappointing, right? Like I can
Yeah.
say, we've talked about this on the show, and I don't like to exactly compare these things, but this is the only thing I can do for the moment. It's like, I'm a big Spider-Man guy. You guys see those that are watching my video, you see my Spider-Man behind me, and we're talking about PS5 and the launch event for the reveal of the console and the games, those games coming to the console, and for them to say this Miles Morales Spider-Man game is one of the games that's going to launch with this console, like that was enough for me to say, okay, I'll actually consider whipping out the wallet, right? Like I was waiting for that moment with this reveal, and I didn't get that for any of these. And Halo should have been the one thing. If anything, man, Halo should have been the one, and
Absolutely.
unfortunately, it wasn't.
Absolutely. Yeah. I. They said that they were gonna bring it, man. That was the thing, right? They said we're coming in, we're bringing it.
Yeah,
So everyone got really excited. Fanboys got really excited. I was really excited to see what they had to show. To be honest with you,
same.
because I think that Game Pass is the best gaming product out there. Period. And I am a big proponent, a big fan of it because I really do like the product. Is it the future? I don't know. The problem is, Joe, that people go into the Game Pass mentality, sort of like the Netflix mentality, where, oh, it's a Netflix movie, it's probably not good. Oh, this game's on Game Pass, it's probably not good. Like, people need to realize that Netflix also has Daredevil and it has
Right.
Stranger Things and all these fantastic shows that are out there, and their movies too. Like some of their movies are really really good, and
Sure.
the high production value and everything. So they need to realize that, and they need to get out of this. I was like, oh, it's a Game Pass game, so that's why it looks like that. I was like, no, it doesn't matter, right? Um, because we've gotten stuff on PS. We got The Last of Us on PS Plus not too long ago. Infamous, both the Second Son and Last Light or First Light or whatever. So you need to realize that
Uncharted.
yeah, Uncharted, but basically the entirety of Uncharted.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Look, I was the guy, you when we had that episode talking about the digital version of Xbox. I was the guy that was pretty vocal on the air saying, yeah, I would consider buying that. Like, yeah, I would consider picking up one of those, because I was like, if there's something that's going to be pretty cool coming out of this thing, I would be totally open to having this thing and getting my hands on it and playing it. But like, even if I was swimming in cash right now, dude, I would be in no rush to pick up this thing because there's no reason for me to pick up this thing. And like you said, yeah, I could plug it in, my PC, and I can, play games on there. But even still, like I would if there was something, even if it wasn't a genuine exclusive to just Xbox, it was coming on PC and Xbox, but it was a high enough quality of a game that I would have interest in. Yeah, I would consider it, but I can't get there now, man. There's still no reason for it. So, yeah, launch year for them. There's no reason to look that way right now.
No, not really. Um, I guess we'll see. So we got the memes are incoming. Saying that Sony just announced that the PlayStation 5 price went up $100, and and Sony canceled their August event because there's no need for it, and all, so all this stuff, right? Um, so now, Joel, that Xbox showed their stuff, right? What do you think is going to happen next week? Do you think
Pre-orders,
do you think pre-orders are going to go live for PS5?
PS5, yeah,
Yeah.
PS5 pre-orders, I think are coming, or I
Okay.
think they're imminent.
Do you think Nintendo's going to show anything? Not console wise, because they said they're not going to do
No,
it
no,
this
no,
year.
games, yeah,
Yeah.
not necessarily.
Okay. Okay. Still waiting for that supposed Mario thing that they're gonna have this year, like release
Yeah,
everything. So we'll see.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, it'll be cool for sure, man. But Joel, that's what we got, man. This
Yeah,
is good.
it was good. It
Doing
was
it
good.
live, doing it live, man.
It
We're
was, it
doing it
was
live.
We're doing it live. We're doing it live. For those of you that are watching out there, right now, Comic-Con at home is happening. So there's still news that's going to be coming out from that, I'm sure, throughout the weekend. It's been a pretty decent show so far. I've caught, throughout the day, various panels and various stuff. And it's really cool that they've tried to create somewhat of an experience where you've got multiple things happening at the same time, like you would at the conference. And well, a cool surprise that Amazon is actually, they're partnering with the show, and they actually have their own virtual experiences, just like how we would go outside and go to the tents and try out different experiences. So I think it's a pretty cool, interesting idea. I'm curious to see how the event in August is going to be for DC. But the big one today was the New Mutants panel, and if any of you guys checked that out, that was pretty comical. They started out with a really great intro. If you guys haven't seen it, check out the introduction video that they played. They totally toyed with how long the movies come out. They have the joke. I'm glad I'll have grandkids that will be able to see this movie at some point. It's, all the jokes right came out early on.
That's good.
Brought the main cast in to talk about the roles, and then the director did a
Yeah.
pretty surprising thing at the end. I thought they would just show a clip, but instead they revealed the first few minutes of the movie they actually put online. So I did go ahead and check that out with the trailer. Not much revealing at all. But they're really trying. And the biggest takeaway from that event is that they straight up, this is going, like, as this event's going on, the Disney stuff is dropping at the exact same time, right? About the delays.
Yep.
And as this event's going on, they're looking in front of the camera. And I was watching the IGN feed. They also were talked about afterwards. Like, they were shocked, saying they're still saying this movie's going to come out in theaters next month. I don't know why, but that's literally what they were saying during the show. And at the same time, we're getting the Disney stuff coming out. So, yeah, why is this the approach? I don't know.
It's gonna come out to
man.
the Dollar Theater over in
I will believe
Colonial.
it when I'm
Yeah.
sitting somewhere and it's playing in front of my TV. But yeah, that movie
That
is
thing's
to
coming
be
out on
released.
Hulu, man. That thing's coming out on Hulu.
Maybe. Yeah. I
That's
think everyone has that sentiment. But anyways,
Yeah,
yeah,
seriously.
man, that's what we got.
Plug us in, bro.
Absolutely. Guys, gals, folks, thank you for watching and listening to our show. We hope that you would stay subscribed. So subscribe to our video version on our YouTube channel, podcast version on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Spotify. Make sure that you are following us on social media. If you're watching this, you're watching it on Facebook. Make sure you're following us there. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. So make sure to follow us on those social media accounts. Also, make sure that you send an email. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, we love it. We welcome it.
Yeah.
We appreciate our fans. So go ahead and send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. Again, if you have a question, comment, something about one of the topics we talked about today, We'd love to hear from you. Maybe we'll even discuss what you email to us on the show at some point. You never know. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, stay tuned with us, and we look forward to seeing you all in our very next episode.
Thank you, guys. We will see you again next time.